Good morning and welcome to Pickett, Wisconsin on the first day of June 2026. It is a spectacular morning. It is 66 degrees, 67 degrees, 66, 67 degrees, no wind at all. And I'm going to be running an engine, a Saito engine. This is my personal one-of-a-kind Saito FA-45 Mark II engines. And because it's one-of-a-kind, it's because it is painted polar blue with Cerakote paint. So this is the first time I've run this engine, and I believe that this might actually be the first time this engine's ever been run. This might be a new in-box engine. Now, the one thing I did discover when I was putting this on the stand and setting it up is it seemed like maybe the carburetor was a little not quite right. Seemed like I had maybe an air leak. Hopefully, I think I've got that resolved, and the only way to find out is to run this beautiful engine and see. So if this is a break-in run, which I'm not sure, it seems to me like it's a brand new engine that I had painted. I might have to go a little easy on the break-in and the run, but we'll just have to wait and see. I've got a Master Air Screw 11.6 prop here, and I've got a Saito SS glow plug. And I think that might have come with the engine. It wasn't, that Saito plug wasn't vintage to this engine, but I think it came with the engine when I got it. And I've also got some 5% nitro fuel here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if I can't hand start this beautiful little engine, and we'll just run this engine. One other note is that the very first Saito engine I ever got back in 1991 or 90, I believe, was a 45 Mark II. So this is kind of a special engine to me because it's the very first Saito engine, or the model of the very first Saito engine I ever had also, and it's why I fell in love with them. Okay, so I believe this is full throttle. It took a prime really well. Oh, I got to get my nice starter lead for this engine. This over here. This over here. See if she'll hand start. So yeah, it was running backwards and blew the prime out. Okay, I'm gonna shut it down. I've got the fuel tubing trick on this high-speed needle, but I think what I've got on here is a little bit too thick, and it's not allowing me to lean this out properly, or maybe that's part of the issue I'm seeing. So I'm gonna stop this run and take some of this fuel tubing off, or maybe take it off completely and see what happens with it. I believe this is a brand new engine, and that's why I was kind of running it rich and lean. So let's just stop this for now, and let me pull this high-speed needle all the way out. That we might have been seeing the issue is that I couldn't get it leaned out enough. So let's just pull that out completely. I'm going to try it again with this, if I can get this tubing off of here. stick it someplace so I don't lose it. I may have to just slice that tubing in half. Let's just do this and see. Okay, so it's fully closed. Let's go 1, 2 turns and see what happens. Ready to fire this guy up again here. Full throttle, prime. There's glove. Sounds much better. How beautiful is that? No throttle stop screw on these old carbs. Okay, well, so I do believe that this is a new engine, and so that's kind of why I was doing the rich and lean type of thing. That's full throttle, so we want to go back to here. Where did my glove go? I think I can get it fired up and finish out this tank. Now, of course, this engine, since it's not really fully broken in, obviously, it's not going to want to idle as low and as consistently as it will when it's broken in, but I mean, this is pretty darn good for the first run. Alright, I think that's going to do that run for the day, or for the tank anyway. Okay, so nothing but smiles here. Just a beautiful engine. I mean, it's a Saito 45 Mark II. Of course it's a beautiful engine. I mean, how does it get, and it's more beautiful because of its paint color being polar blue, Cerakote. This is just phenomenal. And you know, if I do say so, I'm pretty good at tuning a carb initially, because I had this carb completely disassembled over there trying to figure out why I thought I felt an air leak. And it turns out that the little fuel tubing trick that I put on there only made things worse, and that there was really nothing wrong with it to begin with. So, I mean, I think that's about what I've normally seen out of these things when they're broken in with this prop is, is get about 9,600 RPM, and that's a good top end for this thing. And if you can get an idle below 3,000 RPM that's idle, that's reliable, I like 27 on this engine because it just sounds really good. Spectacular. So the funny story is, the way I got my very first Saito 45 Mark II is I was in Missouri learning how to fly. It was only like 2-3 years after I learned how to fly. The president of the club, his name was Al Blankenship, and he was actually a professor at the Central Missouri State University for aviation and reciprocating power plants and all that kind of stuff for general aviation program. He gave me his Saito 45 engine because all of a sudden it just stopped working right after he put it back together. The funny thing is, he was right. It wasn't working right. And I brought it back to the field a few days later and was running it. And he's like, "What did you do to that engine? It's perfect now." And I said, "Well, it was off by 1 tooth on the timing." And he just shook his head and said, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that." He said, "Go ahead and keep the engine since I gave it to you." And that's how I got my first Saito FA-45 Mark II. It wasn't running. I disassembled it, retimed it, ran perfectly, just like this one. So there you go. My one-of-a-kind Saito FA-45 Mark II that will never ever leave me because of this beautiful color.